You're listening to the Angry Marks Podcast Network.
Good afternoon, good morning, good evening. My name is Arya Whitner, and this is your NXT update for Wednesday, February 14th, 2018. Happy Valentine's Day to anyone across America. I don't even know if that's a holiday anywhere else in the world, but if it is, I apologize. And happy Valentine's Day to you as well. So NXT this week promised 2 championship matches, and it kicked things off with one of them. First off, United Kingdom champion Pete Dunne defended the strap against the first American to challenge for the title, Roderick Strong. They had some weirdly timed commercials in this one. I don't know. I mean, at the end of the day, when the show ended, I still don't know why they went to commercial when they chose to. It seemed like they were pacing to have this match go like 45, 50 minutes. And honestly, it looked like the guys themselves were pacing to go 45, 50 minutes. However, they didn't. They went about 15, and it was a really good, excellent 15 minutes. Dunne early on placed Strong's fingers on. However, instead of stomping on them, he stomped on the elbow of Roddy. He went for this a second time, but Strong moved, hoisted Dunne up, and dropped him with a backbreaker on said ring steps. Strong went for a superplex back in the ring, but Dunne struck him in the face, dropping him to the floor. As Strong tried to get back in the ring, Dunne dove off the top with a stomp to Roddy's arm. Seconds later, however, Strong shook it off and gave him a back suplex on the ring apron, which again is the hardest part of the ring. Back of the ring, Dunne used a Falcon Arrow into an armbar that Strong was able to get out of. Strong tried to use a backbreaker, but his arm gave out on him. Dunne got on a triangle choke, but when Strong couldn't stack him up, he carried him to the middle rope and catapulted him throat first into the top rope. As we got to the finish, they traded their high-impact moves. Dunne used an X-Plex. Strong hit the Tiger Driver. Strong went for the Strong Hold, but Dunne wrenched his fingers and then retained the title with the bitter end. A video package aired building up the Andrade Cien Almas Johnny Gargano NXT title match next week. In case you forget, it is Almas' title versus Gargano's NXT career. And I mean, I don't read the spoilers. However, I can't believe they'd actually put the title on Gargano. It seems too early to do that, especially with some of the angles that happen later on in this show. However, just the angle and storyline of this, makes me think Gargano has to win next week. But I guess we'll see what happens here, won't we? Earlier today, Velveteen Dream was ambushed by reporters. He said he will beat No Way Jose next week and called out Tyler Bate. I could swear they said a couple times Aleister Black was going to be in action, but instead he came out in his nice suit for a promo. Black said there's a devil on his back, and that devil is driving him, and that devil is the NXT Championship. Before he could continue, he was cut off by Sanity's music. Killian Dane meandered out and told Black that the devil isn't on his back. Dane is on his back. Dane said he will not stop until he is the NXT champion and has the NXT championship belt around his waist. People in the crowd made comments about how the belt probably wouldn't fit around Dane. Anyway, Dane said he will put chaos in Black's path. And I'm like, great, New Japan invasion. We're going to get Toru Yano. Nakamura's already here. And then I realized he wasn't talking about Chaos, the stable, but Chaos, just normal chaos. Anyway, Black said Dane crossed him, and now he must fade to black. TM61 defeated John Skyler and Andrew Duckworth. TM61 had one more sign than they used to in the crowd, but got a lot weaker reaction coming out than they did for their return match about a month ago. Skyler and Duckworth got the brief heat on Shane Thorne. But that was all just to set up Nick Miller making his quick comeback, and TM61 picked up the win with greetings from Thunder Valley. And then it was main event time. The NXT Women's Champion, Ember Moon, defending against the woman she beat at TakeOver, Shayna Baszler. I really enjoyed the first match back at Philadelphia when Baszler worked an armbar for 5 minutes. How will this compare to that? Well, this was just a hot 6-7 minutes of action. Moon exploded at the bell and kept putting herself into situations where she almost got caught with an armbar, but kept just getting out of it. Moon went for the Eclipse, but Baszler rolled out of the ring. Moon glared at her and instead hit a suicide dive. Unfortunately for the champ, Moon slammed her injured arm on the announce table, and now Ember Moon is at the mercy of the merciless Shayna Baszler. Baszler used a double wrist lock and began going for the armbar. Moon stacked her up like a takeover that Baszler kicked out this time. No one reacted because I don't think anyone thought that it would be a finish twice. Moon, who, by the way, just mid-commentary rant here, Mauro Ranallo keeps calling her the She-Nom. That is, I don't know if it's yet quite reached the level of Irish Lass Kicker, but that is one of the dumbest nicknames I have heard in a very long time. And if it's not worse than Irish Lass Kicker, it's at best the second worst. And rant. So anyway, Moon went shoulder first into the ring post and tumbled outside the ring. She fell onto the ring steps, rolled down the ring steps. Baszler followed her outside the ring and placed Moon's arm in the guardrails and began tearing at it and ripping at it. The referee tried to get her to get back in the damn ring, but Baszler shoved the referee out of the way. Kairi Sane ran down and attacked Baszler, saving Ember Moon and led to the disqualification. Sane got the best of Baszler. She turned to leave and then tried the surprise attack, but Sane was smart to it and knocked down Baszler once again. Baszler finally left, and the winner, Baszler finally left and was announced as the winner, while Moon sold the shoulder to death. So once again, when these two fight, Shayna Baszler is left standing tall. Ember Moon leaves with the title, and we still don't know who the better woman is here. So that does it for this week. Next week, it's Almost vs. Gargano Part 4. And I want to thank you all for listening, and I will talk to you again in 7 days.
You're listening to the Angry Marks Podcast Network.